You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Essentia. A better you starts with better hydration. Essentia is on a mission to inspire people to do what matters most. Their proprietary ionization process transforms water from any source into ionized alkaline water, providing water that's 99.9% pure with a pH of 9.5 or higher. Essentia Overachieving H2O, the #1 ionized alkaline water. Shop now.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Hello, everybody. Before we get to your podcast episode, a quick announcement from the hosts of Quiz Bang Bang, Triviality, Trivia Time Podcast, and TV Trivia Pod. I'm Brian, host of TV Trivia Pod.
I'm Annie.
I'm David from Quiz Bang Bang.
I'm Kelly, host of Trivia Time Podcast with our quizmaster, Ricky Lime.
Hi there.
And I'm Neal from Triviality. Our podcast will be coming together, along with many others, for a 24-hour trivia extravaganza fundraiser to raise money for the UNICEF vaccine rollout.
Starting on Friday, May 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's going to be on Twitch, which you can join for free. And it's twitch.tv/quizbangpod. 100% of the donations will be going to UNICEF.
Woohoo!
Come join us for a fun-filled extravaganza and win prizes like tickets to a virtual Sporkle game or Sporkle trivia hunt, and the chance to be crowned the winning team, who will get to perform on one of these podcasts along with getting some cool swag.
More information can be found at quizbangpod.com/UNICEF, our Facebook pages, as well as in the show notes.
We will see you all then. And now, back to the show.
Oh, wow. That's gold.
So good.
That's how you do it.
So good.
I'd go to that event.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal, and it's a bright and sunny day, feeling good, and brightening up my day is Jeff sitting next to me. How are you, Jeff?
I'm good, Neal. Thank you. That was a very sweet intro.
You are welcome. It's always nice to see your face, even though I'm not seeing our other friend here, Matt. His face, his camera's turned off. How are you doing in LA, Matt?
It's a beautiful day, but I'm not feeling very beautiful, so I'm a little camera shy today.
Oh, that's all right. Well, you're beautiful inside and out, Matt, so anytime you want to turn on your camera.
No, not beautiful inside.
Well, maybe not. But as we've learned on TikTok, it's not a phase. You just love pop punk, and there's nothing to be ashamed about.
I have seen those.
And Ken isn't here today. He's actually on a magical quest to find a terrapin, so hopefully he'll find one. He'll bring one back to the studio, and we'll have a new guest co-host, so we'll see how that goes. So good luck, Ken. But we do have two very special guests with us today. They're both Savage Superstars on Patreon, which we truly appreciate. Let's start with our guest player, and that is Asha Ouseph. How are you, Asha?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing well. It's so nice to have you back on the show. So why don't you let everyone know what you've been up to, a little bit about yourself, and your favorite flavor of ice cream.
I am a fourth grade writing and vocabulary teacher, so I'm learning lots of new words every day. My favorite flavor of ice cream will go with Rocky Road.
Ooh, Rocky Road is a classic. Well, we always appreciate you coming on, and we actually have you on a Patreon bonus that either dropped before this or will be coming right after it. So we're looking forward to everyone enjoying the questions you supplied from friends and family and yourself. So thank you very much for joining the program.
Thank you for having me. I think this makes 5, so I'll be looking for my jacket in the mail.
Oh yes, you're right. We're gonna have to send that to you, and we'll make it bedazzled too, so it's extra special.
Awesome.
And hosting today's game is someone who's also been on the show before, and as we said, is a Savage Superstar on Patreon, and probably up earlier than any other guest host in history, except maybe for herself when she was on before, and that is Toni Rask. How are you, Toni?
I'm doing pretty great. Got my coffee. I'm raring to go.
Good. Yeah, we're excited to have you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the game?
I am an English teacher living in rural South Korea. I've been here since 2017 and will be leaving in July to start law school back in the US. And my favorite ice cream is very berry strawberry from Baskin Robbins, because that's like the ice cream here in Korea is Baskin Robbins. So.
Well, you can't go wrong with Baskin Robbins. Yeah.
Delicious.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, for writing the game, and also for being one of our future lawyers that we will retain as counsel. So we appreciate that.
Thanks. I'm happy to help.
Well, since Toni teaches in Korea, we thought let's see if Darren, our rules guy, can do a rules read in Korean. So Darren, take it away.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I am the cream!
Update, he does not know Korean.
Yeah, that was not Korean.
Not
Poor
Korean.
effort, Darren.
Well, at least he tried, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, you and I are going to team today, and we've kind of been going through some medical ailments. So how do you feel about the team name Doctor's Orders? Because we have not been following them in regards to what we eat.
Yeah, one doctor tells you that you have to eat soft foods. One says you can't just eat milkshakes, Jeff, and I don't know who to trust. So,
well, you found the happy medium, and that's okay with me. Matt and Asha, you will be team today, and what are you thinking for your team name?
Well, so, to play off of Asha's favorite ice cream and Ken's search for amphibians, I think we're going to be Rocky Toad.
Rocky
Nice.
Toad. Sounds like a good Mario character. Well, Toni, our teams are set. We're ready to go, and feel free to take it away.
Okay. I was inspired by all the binge watching I've done over the last year of the pandemic. So I very tangentially wrote all the questions somehow related to television shows that I've watched. So round 1, question 1 is, sorry, Ken. Takoyaki are lovely, delicious balls of dough that are generally filled with the meat of what James Bond-friendly animal?
I think we can lock in on this one, Jeff. It's a show we both love. I think that is being referenced here.
Yep, I know this one for sure.
Okay, we'll lock in, guys.
All right, Asha, what do you know about James Bond?
I know he likes martinis.
Mm-hmm.
I've got nothing.
Not sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this question has us shaken because we don't know it.
Yes. Well, let's give a shout out to Ken and go with the terrapin.
Yes.
And over here, we're going to lock in. I'm pretty sure this is octopus.
It is octopus. That is inspired by Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Charles Boyle's love of all things exotic food.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Noise.
Toy.
Cool.
Cool. Question 2 is TM. It's a business question. Also, that's a shout out and reference to misinformation, the TM. They always do that whenever they have a particularly good idea on the show.
I can hear LT saying it right now.
Yeah, it's so good. It's one of my favorite bits. We all know that many brand names have become synonymous with their products, like Kleenex, Q-Tip, Xerox, etc. But what one-word professional title is actually a trademark, the generic of which is a 3-word term. The trademark is the property of the professional association known by the acronym NAR.
All right, Neal, I know this. We can lock in.
Oh, wow. All right, let's do it.
All right. Matt, I just recently sold my house.
Okay.
I think it's Realtor
All right.
because I had one of those.
That's good enough for me. We're gonna lock in with Realtor.
Yeah, well, C is for Cookie, which is good enough for me. We also went Realtor.
Yep, it's Realtor, inspired by Phil Dunphy from Modern Family.
You gotta love Phil Dunphy. I think I think my favorite episode of Modern Family of all time is when they're in Vegas and they're in the hotel with the magician. He's doing the magician act for Patton Oswalt.
Oh yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, that's great.
So good. That's such a good episode. Right. Question 3. He's got a thing for pyramids. Architect I.M. Pei is perhaps best known for his design of the Louvre Pyramid, but he also designed what other pyramidic American structure near the shores of Lake Erie?
We are locked in.
All right, so they're locked in. I think we're on the same page here. Thinking back to the Drew Carey show and how much Cleveland rocks. I think that this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
I'm good with that. I had Luxor until she said Lake Erie, and then that's where I went next was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I'm good with that.
Locked in.
As they say, great minds think alike. Asha, we both also thought it was the Luxor until she said Lake Erie, and we locked in with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well.
Yep, that's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And when you got a Fleet of the Cleef, although that was not my inspiration, but
no, that's 30 Rock.
Is always good. Yeah. My inspiration was Emily and Paris and How I Met Your Mother. So a little shout out to Architects and Paris. So
we just know you want to raise your kids in Shaker Heights. I get it.
So good. Pretty shiny things. Muscovite, an incredibly rare and expensive gemstone, was first identified in 1967 and named for where it was found, the Musgrave Ranges. Perhaps more famous for a different iridescent gem, in which Southern Hemisphere nation did this discovery take place?
We are locked in over here.
Okay, so let's talk about Southern Hemisphere countries. There's only a couple.
Oh yeah, not very many at all.
So let's start from the beginning with Argentina, Bolivia. No,
Australia.
Oh, actually, I know. And I think it might be Australia. I love Australia.
I don't think they'd offer up Australia if Australia was the answer, though.
Well, maybe they don't know it. I don't know.
That's true.
Do you have any ideas then?
I wonder if it's I was going to say if it was like South African or something. And then do you know where the Hope Diamond is from?
Oh, no, of course not. Was that the one from Uncut Gems?
No, that's the one from the Britney Spears music video where she has him go down and get it for her.
It was at the bottom of the ocean. You got it for me? South Africa is good. I like South Africa.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, we too locked in with South Africa, thinking that we know they have diamond mines, so we just kind of guessed maybe it came from there.
The other iridescent gem that I referenced is opal, which would be Australia. So, Jeff.
Sorry, Matt.
That's all right.
Yep. And so it was Australia, and that's inspired by Jack Whitehall's Travels with My Father, which is hilarious.
Oh, that is a good show. Yeah. And opal, if I'm not mistaken, was the inspiration for the Midwestern interjection "ope" that Matt knows so well.
Just bumped into you a little there. Yeah. Question 5, a little more down under. Comedian and writer Josh Thomas was the showrunner for the delightful Australian dramedy Please Like Me, which originally aired for 4 seasons starting in 2013. Please Like Me features a cast of Thomas's friends, including what now more famous comedian. This was prior to her rise to international fame with her Netflix comedy specials Nanette and Douglas.
Okay, we can lock in over here.
I don't know.
I don't either. I was thinking, I don't even know if she's Australian though, but I've never heard of that show she was talking about. Can't think of her name. I don't even know if she's Australian, but the girl that was Fat Amy in Pitch Perfect. Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson.
No, she's not Australian, is she?
I don't think so, but I don't think we have a better answer.
Yeah.
Do we?
I have nothing else.
Okay. Olivia Newton-John is Australian, isn't she? I don't think she's very funny though.
No, I don't either.
Okay, Rebel Wilson, we're locked in.
Well, it sounds like the other team wasn't really hopelessly devoted to an answer. I know from her special Nanette, I believe it's Hannah Gadsby. So that's what we locked in with.
Yep, it is Hannah Gadsby, and Nanette is incredible, and everyone should watch it. It's very important. It's Hannah Gadsby. She's on Please Like Me. She's friends with comedian Josh Thomas, and Please Like Me is possibly one of the best TV shows I've ever seen in my life, and everyone should watch it. It's so good.
It is hilarious.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, like everyone I've talked to is like, I've never heard of it. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I love a lot of the Australian comedies. Kind of those irreverent comedies are so good.
Mm-hmm.
After 5, it looks like Rocky Toad with 20 points and Team Doctor's Orders with 40 points. So let's see how we can bump up our score here, Jeff.
All right. Number 6 is YA Lit. The still incomplete Book of Dust trilogy is a follow-up of what other trilogy turned movie turned TV show featuring the heroine Lyra Belacqua? And for a bonus 5, name the author.
I remember seeing the trailers for something like this on Netflix for a series that was based off a movie. And I don't think it's like a series of unfortunate events because I know Lemony Snicket, the show came out, I think, last year.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's like The Locket or something like that, maybe. Does any of this sound familiar?
Not at all. Sorry.
Something Key, like the not Skeleton Key, but something like that. I don't know. Let's say Lemony Snicket because I liked Jim Carrey in that movie one time.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, and I'm pretty sure Lyra Belacqua is the young female lead in His Dark Materials, and so knowing that Golden Compass was made as a movie and then later as a TV show for that's what we think that's from.
You have an author for the bonus 5?
Oh yeah, the Philip Pullman.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it is His Dark Materials, and Philip Pullman is the author. This is a HBO show, and yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Sorry, James McAvoy. The Lock and Key is what you were thinking of, Matt.
Yeah,
and that was good. It was a fun show.
That's based off a YA novel, isn't it?
I think so.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. Let's get you guys some points. All right. Question 7. Test time. Maybe if I would have prayed to Saraswati, my LSATs may have gone better. Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge in what world religion?
When are we going to get to the Tiger King questions? That's what I want to know.
I didn't watch Tiger King because F that noise.
That's all I did during the pandemic. Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a guess over here. We'll lock in.
World religion.
Hinduism?
Sounds good. I'm okay with it.
Okay. We'll lock in with Hinduism.
And our gut pointed us towards Hinduism as well.
Yep, it is Hinduism. And that's inspired by the nice Mindy Kaling written and produced Never Have I Ever. And it's a very cute little kids. They're like young adult show.
That hit me so much harder than I thought it was because I was like, oh, this will be a nice, cute show. And like, my mom died when I was 13 and like her dad died when she was 13. I'm like, this is a little bit too much.
Too real. Yeah.
Too real. Much realer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, she did a really nice job incorporating, sort of the crazy funny stuff or like the John McEnroe voiceover, but then also it hits you in the gut with like real dramatic moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you totally forgot about the voiceover. It's so funny.
It was amazing. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's just completely, because it was so long ago that I watched it, because that came out like towards the beginning of the pandemic. Okay. Border crossing, question round 1, question 8. Border crossing required. Although irrelevant for the 2021 season, the closest arena by car to the Toronto Raptors home arena is the home of the Pistons, which is named for what pizza chain? For bonus 5 points, where are the Raptors playing their home games for the 2021 season? I'm just looking for the city for the bonus.
We can lock in with both.
Ooh, Matt calling his Hamilton Porter shot here.
Well, it's sports. I don't get very many of these.
That's true. So pizza, Little Caesars.
Oh yeah, for sure, Little Caesars.
So it's Little Caesars, yeah.
So where Jeff do we go with the bonus points?
So the question is, where are the Toronto Raptors playing the 21 season?
Yes. I'm trying to think. I thought maybe there aren't any Canadian teams playing and they're playing in the US then. I know there's multiple teams playing in one arena, and I can't remember now. I thought I read that. It's got to be either like Barclays is kind of close to Toronto, or is it, you think it would just be south?
Yeah, I mean, your closest would be like Detroit, Cleveland would be right across the lake.
We could do that for a bonus. Cleveland Cavaliers Stadium?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so we'll officially lock in with Little Caesars and the Cavaliers Stadium.
So we also locked in with Little Caesars. That is the pizza. But their slogan of "We the North" is more ironic this season because they're playing about as south as possible in Tampa.
Yep. So it's Little Caesars, and they are for sure playing in Tampa, Florida this year.
Wow.
That is very loosely related to the terrible show Good Girls. So because they're in like Detroit area, so I figured, hey. Okay, round 1, question 9, vocabulary / slang.
All right. Asha, you got this one. Vocabulary.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge is probably best known for her TV show Fleabag, but she previously created, wrote, and starred in a short-lived TV show that shares its name and premise with the idea of turning up out of the blue and perhaps outstaying your welcome.
We can lock in over here.
Who is this? Phoebe Bridges? Is that who we're talking about?
No, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, it's different.
You're confusing her with Phoebe Bridgers, the musician.
Oh, indeed. What are some words that mean that thing she said?
Like mooching or something? That's not quite the same thing, but that's the only kind of thing I can think of.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
Like somebody's like crashing on your couch. It could be.
Oh.
Was Crash a show? It's a movie.
I think Crashing is a show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I vaguely have some idea of that, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's like a made up thing or not, but
either way.
it's the best we've got.
Yeah, we're locking in.
Okay.
I loved Fleabag, and after I was done watching that, I tried to devour everything that Phoebe Waller-Bridge did, and I watched Killing Eve, and then when I was done with that, I went to Netflix and found Crashing. So that's what we locked in with.
Yep, and the answer is Crashing. So very nice. You backed your way into that. That's awesome.
I wasn't even sure if it was a show.
Okay, round 1, question 10. Black and white. Rui Lopez, Burke, and Carol Khan are all specifically types of what?
So, who are the people? Rui Lopez?
I didn't say they were. Okay. Rui Lopez, Pirk, and Carol Khan are all specifically types of what?
Okay. Pirk is the second thing?
Yep. PIRC.
Oh, PIRC.
Okay, we are locked in over here.
So you guys are locked in, and we have a whole lot of nothing here. Any ideas on this, Asha?
I have no idea.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought that they might be some kind of either acronyms or shortening of something. So it makes sense if they were tests for, like the aptitude type test kind of thing. They usually have funny names like that. Do you want to put like personality test?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any idea.
Perfect. Locked in.
That's a really great answer from them. Personality tests. What do you think, Jeff?
I don't know. You said Caro earlier, and I know that's a type of syrup. So where does syrup come from? Trees? We said plants.
All right. The category is black and white. And if I gave you the actual like real category that it fell under, sports and games, if that would help at all, probably would. These are all chess openings, or if I said the Sicilian or the Queen's Gambit. All right. Score recap. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So after round 1, it looks like Team Rocky Toad. I keep changing the name. I'm sorry. Rocky Toad. You have 55 points, and in the lead right now, Doctor's Orders actually following them with 85 points.
All right. The swing round I have for you. I was helped a bit by Jason Borsum from Liquid Courage. And play tested it with a bunch of friends, and they said it was okay, even if you haven't seen the show. So I went ahead with it. So it's called Archer and the Sometimes Obscure Pop Culture References. So I'll give you a quote from Archer, and you have to give me the inspiration, either book, TV show, or movie. And even if you haven't watched it, you should be able to get at least half of these, hopefully. Otherwise, I'm setting you up for failure. Hopefully not. All right, number 1. No, it's not, Lana. It's an allegorical novella about Stalinism by George Orwell. And spoiler alert, it sucks. Number 2, there's no way one of these damn Inepticons can pass a frickin' Turing test. And the keyword there is Inepticons, and that's the reference I'm looking for. Number 3, okay, Gollum, you have won the game of riddles. The gold ring is yours. Number 4, you maniac, you blew her up. Damn you. Damn you all to hell. Number 5, can we give Lenny the rabbit? Number 6, I find your lack of faith disturbing. Number 7, hey, yeah, sweat it out, like Popeye Doyle. Number 8, Ms. Archer, you're trying to seduce me, aren't you? Number 9, I would prefer not to. Number 10, what frickin' movie is this? What's next? Mr. Gower slaps me deaf.
All right, we will go over these questions and be back with our answers. All of the answers are now locked in. Before we throw it back to Tony, just wanted to mention, if you'd like to join them on Patreon and help support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Triviality Podcast for a bunch of different perks like stickers, posters, and boxes, but most of all, extra content where you'll hear us answer some crazy questions in our crop drop, or monthly mini trivia games where we play more as a pub trivia style team. And in April, you will be able to hear Asha as she provided some questions for that. So come join us over there, and join Tony and Asha at patreon.com/Triviality Podcast. Tony, let's hear those questions again. We'll give our answers.
Okay. Number 1, no, it's not, Lana. It's an allegorical novella about Stalinism by George Orwell. And spoiler alert, it sucks.
We locked in with Animal Farm.
Asha, what did we say?
We said 1984.
Yeah, it is Animal Farm. Number 2, there's no way one of these damn Inepticons can pass a freaking Turing test.
We went with Blade Runner.
That makes sense. I thought these might have been those silly robots from Doctor Who, so we said Doctor Who.
Inepticons is a play on word of Decepticons, which is Transformers.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we read it this last time. I thought, I wonder if it's Transformers.
Starscream failed me
Transformers. Again. Yeah. Oh, poor Starscream. And no, just kidding. He's a jerk. Number 3, okay, Gollum, you have won the game of riddles. The gold ring is yours.
Yeah, I feel like Neal shouldn't answer this one, so I said Lord of the Rings.
That's what we said also.
So I don't know how I feel about giving you guys credit for it, because it is The Hobbit specifically, because that's when Bilbo plays the game of riddles. It's with Gollum in The Hobbit.
Oh, okay, yeah, fine.
So yeah, and if Ken was here, he would say no points. So we'll go no points.
Yeah, no points.
Okay. I feel like a jerk. You maniac. You blew her up. Damn you. Damn you all to hell.
I know this reference, and it's really killing me. I just couldn't come up with it in time. So unfortunately, we're just going to say Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, pretty sure that's the lines from Planet of the Apes.
Yep, it's from Planet of the Apes. Yeah, I'm doing my best Charlton Heston / Krieger.
I'm going to be
It's not very good.
Completely honest here. I thought it was Charlton Heston because of your impression, but I was like, I have no idea what movie that's from, and I just went with the easiest one. So it worked.
Oh, great. I feel vindicated.
To be fair, I only know it from the Simpsons sketch.
Also, Dr. Zaius.
Yes, 100%. That's how I know
Dr. Zaius. Yeah. When I read these questions for my friends last night, that was my friend Amy said that we started singing Dr. Zaius together, which was beautiful. Just beautiful. All right. Question 5. Can we give Lenny the rabbit?
We went with Mice and Men.
We did not. We went with Grapes of Wrath.
It is of Mice and Men.
Yes.
I would have also accepted Looney Tunes, since there is a spoof on that I know of or that I'm aware of. So, all right. Number 6. I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I believe this is Star Wars.
I think Mr. Palpatine says this. We also think Star Wars.
Yep, Mr. Palpatine. It is Star Wars. Number 7. Hey, yeah, sweat it out like Popeye Doyle.
Pretty sure Neal locked in on this one quickly with the French Connection.
I only heard the AO part and thought it might have been Rocky.
Hey, yeah, sweat it out like Popeye Doyle. It is the French Connection. Number 8. Miss Archer, you're trying to seduce me, aren't you?
You can't see it right now, but I have my leg up on the table exposed looking at Jeff, and we put The Graduate.
Asha, you had this one.
I also said The Graduate.
All right. Yep, it is The Graduate. And number 9, I would prefer not to.
I would prefer not to have to answer this question because I don't think Neal and I figured out which one this was.
Yeah, we're going to have to tap.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I said here. I wrote down something, but it's scribbled, so I got nothing.
I didn't write it down. I don't know I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess we can tap too.
Yeah, this is a little trivia nugget. It does come up. I've had it come up in like Learned League and a couple other things like a couple times over the last year. And it is Bartleby the Scrivener by Herman Melville.
No way.
It's very...
Oh.
Yeah. And number 10, what frickin' movie is this? What's next? Mr. Gower slaps me deaf.
Oh, we went with It's a Wonderful Life.
We also said It's a Wonderful Life.
Yep, It's a Wonderful Life. Absolutely. And I didn't even remember the fact that you do a James Stewart impression. So that was very welcome.
Well, you better remember it for last time, Jerry. All right. After the swing round, looks like Rocky Toad has 75 points and Team Doctor's Order has 120 points.
All right. Round 2, question 1. Who am I? She has portrayed a Disney princess, a secret agent in a Marvel property, and a skilled assassin left for dead on Tatooine. What former ER doctor is this? It's a spoiler alert, too.
We are locked in over here. Feel free to talk.
I have no idea. Like I said, I don't know.
I know she was in Marvel for sure. And I think she was also...
That's more than I have, so we can lock in that. With Carrie Russell, you said?
Yeah.
Carrie Russell.
We started with Carrie Russell because we knew she was in the latest Star Wars and then, was in some other TV properties. But we actually remembered that Ming-Na Wen was Mulan, and she was also on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so that's what we locked in with.
It is Ming-Na Wen. Mulan, and she plays Melinda May on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Fennec Shand, I think is her name on The Mandalorian. And yeah, and she was on ER for like a million seasons too. And I grew up watching ER, and I just freaking love ER so much. So do cue Eric LaSalle fist punch, or like punch here. Yeah, like ooh, yeah, okay.
I can totally picture that too. You're gonna...
It's the best. Okay, round 2, question 2. Before and after. So you guys all know how before and afters work, I assume.
Yes. You ask the question, and then afterwards we give a wrong answer.
Yes, that's exactly right. Okay. I'm very nervous about this question, just an FYI. So, all right. Andra Serrato, retired engineer turned model, the face behind this pity-inducing meme, meets 20th century British Prime Minister, whose tenure was interrupted by Edward Heath.
Ooh, I don't know what any of those things mean.
Yeah.
And we gotta do a before and after. Tony Blair Witch Project, sad guy.
That works for me. I have no idea.
My greatest work.
Yes.
We had no idea as well. We had a lot of trouble with this one, so we ended up referencing Austin Powers and said Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day.
Oh my god. It's the old guy who looks really sad, like he's about to cry, but he's got the big smile on his face. You know the meme?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's Hide the Pain, Harold Wilson.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I was worried about that question.
If you got that one right, email it into the show and we will reward you.
All right. Okay. Round 2, question 3. In music, 2014 banger, my opinion, not endorsed by anyone else, Let 'Em Say, was a collaboration from Minnesota indie artist Caroline Smith and what now massively successful Grammy winner. The star was working on launching their career in Minnesota at the time.
We are locked in.
Yeah, I mean, so we narrowed it down to Prince and Lizzo. And I think one was making more music in 2014 than the other. So we locked in with Lizzo.
Lizzo is a great guess. I didn't even think about that, and that totally makes sense. We thought The Weeknd was from Canada, but we thought, maybe he went across the border in 2014, started making music, and then blew up later. So that's what we locked in with.
Yeah, originally from Texas, Lizzo moved to Minnesota and worked with Rhymesayers and Doomtree in Minnesota, and made quite a bunch of awesome music, including the album Bangers, which was another very hard reference to get in my clue. So, yep, the answer is Lizzo, and the song was featured on the soundtrack for Broad City.
Oh. Good show.
Yeah, it's an awesome song. I can't stop listening to it. So great. Okay. Round 2, question 4, TV history. Most trivia buffs know that Nixon's sweaty mug was his downfall against JFK in the first ever televised U.S. presidential debate. In what city did that debate take place?
We are locked in.
Okay, so you guys are locked in. We were both thinking the South, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's might be why he was sweating so much. It's pretty hot in Texas, and I'm thinking Dallas. So we locked in with Dallas.
And we guessed New York.
This is actually feel kind of bad now. This is actually Chicago. Yeah, and this is a nod to The Last Dance, which is very sorry it wasn't a sports question, Matt.
Oh, that's okay.
We mentioned Chicago, but we thought maybe it'd be a trap, so we had to go somewhere else.
Oh, it's a tarp. It was not. Yep, it was in Chicago, and I think it was just the lights that made him so sweaty, because the TV lights are so hot. So, and he didn't wear makeup. Or he did wear makeup.
Too close to the Chicago fire. That's not why he was sweating. Never.
I don't think he's that old, but I could be wrong.
Thank you for giving a real response to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Round 2, question 5 in geography. The name of what Central African country comes from the Portuguese for river of prawns or shrimp, and not for Wiz Khalifa or the voice behind Princess Fiona.
Okay, we will lock in.
Okay, you guys are locked in. Asha, what did you think?
I was thinking Cameroon.
Yes, after the name I could almost not say, Cameroon Diaz.
Yes, that one.
We're locked in.
Yeah, we finally remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where Ferris took his friend Cameroon along for the ride across Chicago. But we locked in with Cameroon.
Yeah, thanks for playing into the dumb name play. Okay, the answer is Cameroon. Yeah, Wiz Khalifa's real name is Cameron, apparently, which I did not know until I looked up famous Camerons. So to try and write this question to give you a little bit of a clue.
It's always fun to hear the
is-
real names behind performers because you never expect it sometimes.
Round 2, question 6. Unfortunate assumptions of history. The third site to gain status as a national monument, part of the National Park Service, is a series of well-preserved cliff dwellings that European settlers named for an Aztec ruler, despite the Aztecs having no ties with the ancestors of the indigenous people of Arizona. FYI, it's also not a castle, more of an ancient apartment complex. Fill in the blank. Blank Castle National Monument.
We are locked in over here.
Okay. You guys are locked in, and I will not make my joke about his revenge on air. That's for everyone else to hear. But we said Montezuma.
We also said Montezuma as a guess.
Yeah, it's Montezuma. And of course, inspired by Parks and Rec. Yeah, so not a castle, not Aztec, but white people be naming wrong. So stuff. White people be naming stuff wrong. So round 2, question 7. The show must go on. It's a theater question. High schools adapting to COVID restrictions still managed to stage plays and musicals in 2020. The musical performed at the most high schools was adapted from a 60s TV show that was adapted from a comic from the 30s, not to mention a couple of films from the 90s. What is this sometimes mysterious, kooky, and altogether ooky musical?
Yep, we can lock in.
Will my mic pick up the snaps?
Yeah, almost.
See, Addams Family.
Yeah, Addams Family.
We concur.
Yep, it's the Addams Family. First of all, my mind was blown. I did not know there was an Addams Family musical, and
It's really
makes
delightful.
me so happy.
Yeah, Nathan
I
Lane
saw
is
it
great.
a
in
couple
it.
years ago. Yeah.
Oh, you saw it, Asha?
Not on Broadway, but I saw it touring. So Broadway Across America comes through Louisville, and it was here a couple years ago, and it was really cute. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I just was very surprised by that. So I thought it kind of I think it knocked Grease off its pedestal, but I'm not sure. Grease is commonly performed.
I know it's not, directly aligned with this, but similar show, The Munsters. I never knew until this year, and I sound stupid thinking it, but I never knew until this year that Rob Zombie's song "Dragula" was about the car from The Munsters, and now apparently he's going to be directing a Munsters adaptation for film. So it all came back full circle for him.
I didn't know that until today, so there you go.
Yeah, the Dragula is the roadster
sorry.
that. Or not, I was going to say Papa Smurf. That's not his name. It's a roadster.
Good
Lord.
Thank you.
Round 2, question 8. World history. The 1969 communal riot, known as the Battle of the Bogside, was part of a large and longer troubling conflict. In what city did this take place?
Okay, so they are locked in. So we're thinking bogs. We thinking Ireland, UK. You said Dublin, maybe?
Maybe.
Dublin is a city.
Yes, in Ireland.
In Ireland, even. They probably have a bog or two. I think I'm okay locking in with Dublin.
We discussed Dublin. We thought that could be a possibility, but Jeff, you had a different track that I thought was right.
Given the year, we know Vietnam War was during that era, so we just guessed Ho Chi Minh City.
That's points for Tony. This is So Asha and Matt were on the right track. It is longer troubling conflict, would be a nod to the Troubles in Ireland. It is Derry in Northern Ireland, or Londonderry.
Oh, and that was from watching Dairy Girls?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also incredibly funny and amazing.
Well, I'm intolerant, so I was never going to get it.
Oh my God, I hate that. I hate that pun so much.
Don't mind it.
Yeah. Okay. Round 2, question 9, Bake Off. During rationing during World War II, bakers often used what to achieve that deep red color that you come to expect in a red velvet cake?
All right, we are locked in.
You said ground up Clifford?
Aw, poor Clifford.
You monsters. Okay, so Asha, you think you had an inroad to this one?
Yeah, my nephew, when he was little, was a big fan of red velvet cakes, and so my sister-in-law would always go to this bakery that she knew of that used some more natural and organic ingredients, and they used beet juice. So I was thinking like beets or beet juice.
Yep, beets it is.
Look at them giving a logical answer that we could have come up with beets. Yeah, we couldn't figure this out. We knew that sometimes currently they use like bugs or flakes from bugs or whatever
to make that red food dye.
Yes, but we didn't go there. We just said it was the blood of Clifford's British brother and his enemies. His British brother named Brutus. So we said Clifford's brother.
Oh my God, that's dark. Okay. It is Clifford's brother. No, it's not. It's beetroot or beets. And I just want to give a shout out to my friend Fred in Paris, who helped me write that question.
Merci, Fred.
Yeah, Fred is hilarious. He's a comedian, and I'll post on the Facebook and Discord page a link to his stand-up when, if I remember when this comes out.
That'd be great.
So, yeah. Round 2, question 10. The category is Napoleon of roles, apparently. Jared Harris, Vincent D'Onofrio, John Huston, Andrew Scott, and Ray Fiennes have all portrayed what literary villain, either in a TV adaptation or a film?
The only one whose work I'm familiar with is D'Onofrio. I don't know much about actors.
Yes, but the answer is probably not the... I was going to say the answer is probably not the alien in Men in Black.
No,
which is the first thing I think of Vincent D'Onofrio.
He played Kingpin on the Daredevil TV show. I don't know if there was Kingpin in other things. I know that there was one in the Daredevil movie, and there's one on one of the Marvel movies too, I think. But that's all I have. I have nothing else. And I think he was actually in a Shakespeare or something or other too, which is probably what the answer actually is. Some kind of Shakespeare man.
It's probably not Voldemort.
Or Mercutio. Hamlet. No.
They said villain though.
Oh yeah, let's go. You want to go with Kingpin? He's definitely a villain.
Sure.
Okay.
And don't have anything else, so that
locked
works.
In.
All right, they locked in with Kingpin. I would love to see Andrew Scott play Kingpin. That'd be pretty intense. Yeah, we locked in. It's one of my favorite.
Kind of remember him across the way from little Benny Cumberbund, though.
Yes, that is correct. This is the villain of one of my favorite characters of all time, and we went with Moriarty.
Yep. One of the hints there was the Napoleon of roles, and Sherlock calls him the Napoleon of crime. It is Professor James Moriarty. So, yeah, Jared Harris was in the Sherlock movies with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, and John Huston played him way back in the day. Andrew Scott on Sherlock. Ray Fiennes in the Holmes and Watson movie. And Vincent D'Onofrio, I'm not sure when, but it came up in my Google search. So
that was the only one I couldn't pull either. And I was thinking like how interesting it would be to see his performance, because I can't even imagine it like off the top of my head.
Yeah. And he was the anchor I used to answer the question, and nobody remembers him in it. Great. I had no chance of that one.
Yeah.
After regulation, the game is still close enough to be anyone's game. So Team Rocky Toad has 135 points, and Doctor's Orders has 170. So those are the points we can work with in the final round. What are those categories, Toni?
Okay, so I started with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm ending with it too. The categories are Jake, Amy, Charles, Terry, and Rosa.
Rosa.
I was just thinking the same thing.
All the wagers are now locked in, so let's hear those questions, Toni.
Okay, in Jake. Jakes are the male juvenile of what large North American subspecies of bird? All right. Amy? One of my favorite movies is Amelie, and if you're a patron, you know it's one of Ken's favorites too. In 2009, Amelie star Audrey Tautou played which iconic French entrepreneur in a biopic about her early career before she became a mainstay of her industry? Charles? Often overshadowed by other more well-known members of the band, but just as long-lasting, Charlie Watts is a longtime drummer for what rock and roll band? All right, in Terry. In what is far from a lateral move, who released the album I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, a country and western cover album in 1976? And Rosa, if you know Rosa Diaz, you know the writer, producer, director behind movies like Holiday, The Intern, and It's Complicated.
Okay, we will go over these questions and be back with our answers. All of the answers are now locked in. Let's go back to Toni for the questions one more time.
Okay, in Jake. Jakes are the male juvenile of what large North American subspecies of birds?
Yeah, we think there might even be a reference to this in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We said turkey when we wagered 30 points.
Ooh, that sounds right. Maybe. I don't know. We have no idea. We wagered 20. We're just going through North American birds. We're pretty sure it's not an eagle, so we just said a condor.
Yeah, so the adult males are toms, and this would be wild turkeys. So turkeys. Yeah, I totally forgot about that Thanksgiving episode. So good.
So if I remember, Charles wanted... Nicolaj, right, yeah. Yeah, they had to name it.
Yeah. In Amy, in 2009, Amelie star Audrey Tautou played which iconic French entrepreneur?
We wagered 30 points, and we said Coco Chanel.
We wagered 20, and we did not have an answer.
The answer is Coco Chanel. In Charles, in Charles, often overshadowed by other more well-known members of his band, Charlie Watts is a longtime drummer for what rock and roll band?
All right, we wagered 30 points on this one, and we think he's from the Rolling Stones.
We wagered 30 on this one, and we're pretty sure Rolling Stones is correct.
Yep, it is the Rolling Stones. In Terry, in what is far from a lateral move, who released the album I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, a country and western cover album, in 1976?
This was the one we had the hardest time with because we were trying to think of, maybe an artist that would have a lateral move that would maybe go from rock to country. And we were having a lot of trouble, but then we remembered the question saying lateral move, and the category was Terry. And we said, well, who had a really good career in the 70s who would branch out into music? And we locked in with Terry Bradshaw for 30 points.
Oh, boo. We also, since the clue said far from lateral move, we said Terry Bradshaw also, and we wagered 30.
Yeah, so I had my mind blown when I learned about this. It was Terry Bradshaw, and it was like he had just won his second Super Bowl, and then he records this album, and then goes on to win 2 more Super Bowls. Like, it's unreal.
I wish Tom Brady had like a rock pop album that he just put out randomly. Like it sounded just like Train or something.
Yeah, I was reading Terry Bradshaw's Wikipedia, and I was like, wait, what? He does music? I have not been brave enough to listen to any of it yet, though.
We'll have to do a listening party.
Yeah. In Rosa, if you know Rosa Diaz, you know the writer, producer, director behind movies like The Holiday, The Intern, and It's Complicated.
One of my favorite directors to watch. She has a great command of her production design, and we locked in with Nancy Meyers.
Well, we wagered 20 on this one, and we concur. Nancy Meyers.
Yep, it's Nancy Meyers, and you just need that little pop of color in the kitchen and the vase full of lemons.
After the final round, the scores are 175 for Rocky Toad, and today's cream of the crop, Doctor's Orders, with 320.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Oh, 320.
Yeah.
Wow, well done.
Well done.
Trash talk we talked.
Well, yeah, Asha
Before.
was trash talking pretty hard before we started.
I don't recall that. I don't think that happened.
Just so much trash talking.
Now that I think about it.
This is my problem. Every time I trash talk before, I end up losing. So I'm never going to do that again. I've learned my lesson.
You're like
and that's the important thing.
Well, I was going to say that's the important thing, but you're like a star wide receiver. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you stick to your guns and you trash talk.
Yes.
Well, speaking of Asha, you did trash talk us. You didn't come out victorious today, but we always love getting a chance to hang out with you. It's been so long, at least since we've hung out in person. But any last words, shout outs, anything like that before we let you go today?
No, but thank you for having me on. I had fun despite losing, terribly and disastrously.
Well, you're always welcome to come on at any time, and we always appreciate you and appreciate your support. So thank you. Toni, thank you so much for this game. It was a lot of fun. Some things we knew, some we didn't, and some we're going to be immediately Googling as soon as we're done recording here. But any shout outs or last words from you?
Yeah, sure. I just want to thank Jason Borsum again for his help on the swing round, and my friend Fred, and then also my girlfriends from college, Amy, Annika, and Liz, who helped me with some of the questions, and my trivia BFF Alex, who also play tested a bunch of these and helped me write a couple.
And yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Make sure to come join us over at The Crop on Facebook, or if you like a non-Facebook option, you can come hang out with Toni and now Asha on Discord and come talk about the episodes, have some play testing opportunities, or just some random trivia questions for fun. Great group of people over there. So for Matt, Toni, Asha, Jeff, Ken, who hopefully maybe is in Maryland by now and getting a Terrapin, and myself, my name is Neal, and that was Triviality.
Is an incredibly rare and expensive gemstone. Oh God, Nelson, I can't deal with you today, this morning, whatever. Can you go away, bud?
He wants to play.
I can't.
Noisy.
Yeah, he's very loud and
he's mad.
Can you go lay down?
Please leave.
Go take a nap. Oh my gosh. Okay, Nelson, get down. Get down. Okay. All right. First identified in 1967. It's named for where. Kidding me. All right. Hey, bud, I can't today.